Well, guys, it's official. Avengers Endgame is the biggest movie of the decade. And that's official based off of this weekend's box office results. Essentially, this movie has just completely destroyed any weekend box office sales, and it's doing really great right now. But a lot of people are speculating as to whether or not Avengers Endgame will be possible or will be eligible to take the #1 spot, beating out 2009's Avatar movie that was directed by James Cameron. And this is definitely going to be a close one, and nothing's really set in stone yet, but there are some signals that Avengers Endgame might have what it takes to take the crown. Let's get into this.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
So to start things off, Avengers Endgame opened to $1.2 billion, which is huge. It completely beat out Infinity War, which was record-breaking at its time also, and it's now one of the biggest movies ever. So this movie won't be forgotten anytime soon, especially with the huge legacy that this film has created. But it's really interesting to talk about the box office, because while a lot of people look at the box office to measure success, it's kind of an unfair ranking tool. In this case, it's kind of unfair to put Endgame even against Avatar, because what Endgame has already managed to do is much greater than what Avatar was able to do. Now, box office sales actually are just the gross number of sales, and that's how that's kind of decided. It's not actual ticket sales. And mind you, back in 2009, there was this really odd technological increase in 3D. Everyone kind of thought 3D was the future of movies and television. If you remember back to the end of the last decade, everyone was going out and buying 3D televisions just because that was what people thought was the next big thing, not necessarily 4K or 8K TVs like we see nowadays. So it's really interesting to note that. So when Avatar came out, it was kind of one of the first movies to capitalize on like really great visuals in a 3D film. And for the most part, it was one of the first major 3D movies, and it kind of made it that big deal back then. So with that, when you go to see a movie, most people bought 3D tickets to see the film in 3D, and those tickets have a higher ticket cost, which made Avatar get a huge boost in the box office sales because 3D tickets cost more money. Now fast forward 10 years later to Avengers Endgame, 3D obviously hasn't really stuck around as much. So we haven't seen any film, not even Infinity War or Star Wars The Force Awakens, be able to beat out Avatar, just because while 3D sales are still really big, 3D sales aren't really necessarily people's #1 choice to see a movie in. So ticket sales stay a little bit lower and they don't get that boost because there's not as much hype around 3D as there was back in 2009. Interestingly enough though, Avengers Endgame's 3D ticket sales actually are record-setting in their own accord, which is really interesting because even though this movie isn't necessarily advertised as this is the must-see 3D movie, people are still checking it out in 3D and still spending the extra money to buy it in 3D, IMAX, or any type of extra experience that theaters have. So because of this, because of the hype around the movie, not necessarily because of some little technological novelty people are looking into, the movie's doing well, even in the 3D side of things, which is really interesting to look at. And this might be the movie to beat out Avatar. We really don't think there's going to be any other type of movie that could possibly beat out Avatar if it's not going to end up being Avengers Endgame. A lot of people thought maybe Star Wars The Force Awakens back in 2015 had what it took, and it still came just shy of it. And Avengers Infinity War did good. It got $2 billion in sales, but it didn't pass the $2.7 billion needed to beat out Avatar. So interestingly enough, with Avengers Endgame just a couple days into its release cycle, it's already at $1.2 billion, but it's got a ways to go. It still has to climb all the way past the 2 billion mark and then go another 700 million after that to beat out Avatar. And it's still, we still don't know how it's going to do. A lot of people are seeing this movie multiple times because it's so just packed with great scenes in it. So we're excited to see what happens with it, but we definitely don't know for sure if it can beat it. I would love to say definitively that Avengers Endgame has what it takes to pass out Avatar, but Avatar has it set really high at 2.7 billion. So will Avengers Endgame beat out Avatar? I'm leaning towards no. As much as I love Endgame and think it deserves the #1 spot, I'm leaning towards it's going to get really close. It's going to come within a couple 100 million and still just not make it, just because Avatar had so much of a boost from those 3D sales. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong about this stuff before, and I'll happily accept defeat in this if I am wrong, because Avengers Endgame definitely deserves to be and have that #1 spot. But let us know what you guys think. Does Endgame have what it takes to beat out Avatar? Let us know in the comments down below. We're really curious to see what you guys will say, and we'll see you guys all next time with a brand new video.
What's up, Dorito?
Then, better late than never, Captain America, Chris Evans, crashes the interview. Hugs all around, but hey, where's Roxy?
I'm sorry.
Chris Evans.
You two are.
Hi.
You both are irrelevant. Great. Thanks,
Okay. This interview actually ended 2 minutes ago. We just.
Kyle, enjoy this Team Iron wannabe man, but the right team is the only team, Cap.
No negativity from me.
Are you a baby? Oh, wow. Are you Avery? You're a pretty girl. Yes. Are you happy?
Hey guys, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit the like button down below and subscribe for more Film Artsy. If you guys want to showcase your talent to the world, Film Artsy is the best place for you guys to do it. Please submit your videos to filmartsyofficial@gmail.com, or you guys can click the link in the description. We really want to see what kind of talent you guys can provide. So let us know, send us an email, and we'll check out your videos, and we'll see you all in the next video.